The views and opinions of the hosts and guests are their own and do not necessarily reflect the position of the management and staff of Guardian Network.
Young cast, last, now everybody go to breakfast.
Talking Heads with Naughty is brought to you by BTC, the Cancer Treatment Centers of America, Dunkin' Donuts, Fine Threads, First Caribbean Bank, Island Wholesale, John's Department Store, Joker's Wild, JS Johnson, KFC, Naughty Johnny's, Percy's Island Games, and Tropical Gyros.
Talking Heads, Guardian Radio 96.9 FM, your boy Naughty and your company, right up until 6 p.m. on this Thursday edition. And we're live, of course, at Duncan Carmichael. You know, you got to get out of the studio from time to time. You can't stay in the studio all the time, you know. So, a couple times a month, we get out with our good friends, Duncan. All right, and we start running on Duncan. And like I said, we're live. We got the full show lined up for you. We can chop it up in parlay to parlay on this Thursday. And you got to chime in. I got your brain teaser lined up. I'll hit you with that in a second. We'll get into the headliners. Who are us making headlines in the 242? All brought to you, of course, by Fine Threads. We'll get into the buzz. Brought to you by John Shoes. We'll check out the global warming. We're heating up the planet in 60 seconds or less. Brought to you by KFC Nassau. Take another portion of my Dunkin' Donuts coffee break, because you know this is the extended one because we're live. And at the bottom of the hour, I got some updates for you from the Island game. And we might hear from Cuban Billy. All right, so it's fully loaded as we are live right here at Duncan. And feel free to chime in, and you know how to chime in. Phone lines are open, 323-6232, 325-4316, 326-4259. Text line sponsored by BTC, 422-GR96. That's 422-4796. BTC Flow Channel, 612, Cable Channel, 969. And, of course, stream us live. Take us wherever you want to go. GuardianTalkRadio.com. That's GuardianTalkRadio.com. Now you got all that in. That's how you get it in. That's how you get it on. Now, let's get to your brain teaser. I'll put that out for you. Then we'll get into the headliners. All right, but this is what I got lined up for you today. And I got a couple of ways I can go with this. All right, really. There's a couple of ways I can go. So give me a second. I don't want to hurt your head too much, but then I don't want to make it too easy. Because it's Thursday. You should be woke by now. Focus on getting into the weekend. You know? All right. So, where do we start? Ooh, this is a good one. Man, should I hit you with that? I don't know if you remember that. Wow. Okay, this is a good one. Recent survey, 100 Bahamian women between the ages of 21 and 50. 46% said they stress about this almost every day. What is it that they stressing about? What is it that they freaking themselves out about? You got between now and the news and the top of the 5 o'clock hour to get chances in. You can, since we're on remote today, you can call in or you can text in. It's all good. All right? But what are 46% of those women surveyed stressing out about? Okay? So like I said, you got between now and the news and the top of the 5 o'clock hour to get chances in. And you're playing for Joker's Wild Party Passes, KFC coupons, lunch or dinner your choice from Naughty Johnny's, Dunkin' Donuts, KFC, Naughty Johnny's. I think that's what we're playing for, right? Oh, and Dunkin' Donuts coupons as well. So you're fully loaded. You're fully loaded. Now, while you work on the brain teaser, I'm going to let you know all the goodness that's going on at Dunkin'. All right? Because we are live, Dunkin' Carmichael. And don't forget, man, all of this stuff going on at all your Dunkin' locations, and I'll break them down for you. So you know exactly how to run on Dunkin'. But I'll be honest with you, all right? It's back. The new but not the new, but it's a return of the Dunkin' Maple Sugar Bacon Breakfast Sandwich. All right, the Maple Sugar Bacon Breakfast Sandwich is back at Dunkin' with the perfect blend of maple and smoked bacon in every bite. Tap into maple flavor today at your favorite Dunkin' location. Get it by itself, get it as a combo with hash browns and coffee or iced tea. All good at your favorite Dunkin' location. Downtown Bay Street, Paradise Island, Palmdale, Vernon Road with the drive-thru, East Street South with the drive-thru, Carmichael, where we're live today, and, of course, at the airport, pre-clearance and post-clearance. So no reason for you not to be running on Dunkin', because you know the Bahamas runs on Dunkin'. All right, let's jump into, boy, there's plenty text here, hey? But hold on, where to start from now? My God. Okay, let me go. Okay, first and foremost, Naughty, great show as usual. I had tropical gyros yesterday for the first time. Naughty, like the young people say, she platinum, she jiggy. Yes, I agree. And I would convey the message to Chef Coma. Well, he listens regular, so I'm sure he's hearing it. But yeah, big up to you, man. Enjoy and keep supporting, man. They off the chain. Okay, Naughty, I believe the minister is involved with the illegal migration problem. That's why he was so bold in his no crisis statement. That's your opinion. And I'm looking at things, man, and I'm saying, but something is not right here. Now, I'm not, implying anything toward the good minister, but there's something askew. There's something wrong here. Those numbers, crazy. Naughty, women are stressed over if they man find about their next man. Women are stressed about finances. If they ain't get caught up and end up pregnant, they worried if Brave can raise more taxes. The person who put weight here, is that the weight of their hair or is that weight on hair? I'm just trying to be specific. You're wrong on both accounts, but I just wanted to be specific. All right. There you go. Here we go. Let's check out your headliners today. What's blazing up the pages of the Nassau Guardian? News and views that matter since 1844. Grab you a copy today. All right? And be sure, like I say, if you miss out, GuardianTalkRadio.com for all the shows and the NassauGuardian.com. And catch up on everything. As a matter of fact, let's check out what's blazing up the pages in the Nassau Guardian today. News and views that matter since 1844. All brought to you, of course, by Fine Threads. New arrivals in stock right now, both locations. Top of the Hill, Mackey Street, the flagship store, and the Southwest Shopping Plaza location. Be sure to check them out, both locations, Monday through Saturday, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Or, of course, you can check them out online, finethreads.com. Do your shopping online, then arrange for pickup at any one of those convenient Fine Thread locations. All right? finethreads.com. All right, let's check out what's blazing up the pages, like I said, of the Nassau Guardian News and Views that matter since 1844. Rocha urges stronger action on immigration. Well, of course he would. And maybe, our administration should listen. Maybe, the present administration, maybe the opposition, they should listen to Mr. Rocha. Because obviously, he is legendary. He's like the Wyatt Earp in the Old West. When it comes to immigration, A. Loftus Rocha is legendary. It's infamous. Now, if you look initially, how it started, it might have been a little, one way, but obviously over the years, he's held firm to his stance on immigration in this country. And former Immigration Minister Adolph Rocha said yesterday there's no sense that the government is placing a strong enough focus on the Bahamas' illegal immigration problem, and chided current Minister Keith Bell for previously declaring there was no crisis, even as the situation was clearly worsening. Quoted as saying he doesn't know what he's talking about. Everybody thinks there's a crisis except him. We're not serious. But you're going to see the other people take over your country. It's not only the Haitians. Our immigration policy is bad. You got other people who are going to take over your country. Referring to Bell, Rocha said he is not in this world. He is out of this world, if that's what he's saying, because 99% of Bahamians believe we are in a crisis. 99%. So if he is saying we're not in a crisis, then something is wrong with him. He must be on the moon. Now remember, just for context, Minister Bell made the comment that the Bahamas were not facing an immigration crisis back in October and has repeatedly assured that the Davis administration has the situation under control. How, Sway? How? How? As a matter of fact, some may be landing right now. And not just via sea, via air, some via land, some via gated community. You need to keep an eye out. Mr. Producer, let's make a note and ask Madam Producer if we could arrange to get Mr. Roker on the show next week. And if we have to go to him, we will. Or if we need to Zoom, we will. But these are the kind of golden pearls that I like to talk to. They just keep it real, 100% real. See, now, if I was to say that, people point their fingers and say, oh, well, you're leaning a certain way politically, or you don't like this one. No. Listen here, to a veteran who knows this, who actually would be a great analyst to contribute to the media on this situation. And he's keeping it real. Now I need him to go talk to the chief of police and remind him that we do have a crime crisis also. Mr. Roker, if you're too busy, I need you to do that for me. Thank you very much. But we're going to follow this. And I definitely want to see if I can get Mr. Roker on the show. Oh, yes. Okay. Naughty, women are worried about what to wear. No, that's not it. Naughty, listening half to tell a 5-footed iguana was seen here in Exuma, and the Department of Agriculture doesn't have a vehicle here. Tell the deputy, get the vehicle here, please. Also, we need a tractor for tilling and servicing our farms. Naughty, please, we need this urgently. All right, Exuma. All right, no problem. That's Mr. Cooper. I'll reach out to him. I'll let him know that you desperately need that tractor for tilling the farms and servicing the farms. And I'll let you know about the iguana. But I got to find out. You say it's a 5-foot iguana. Was it a green iguana? Now, you sure you wasn't drinking and seeing things? Because if it's a green iguana, let me know. Or was it a gecko? Because if it was a green gecko walking on 2 legs, don't be alarmed. He's just probably trying to sell you insurance. Okay? So keep an eye on that. And we'll get back to the headliners. Who are us making headlines in the 242? Keeping an eye on the immigration situation, which continues to heighten, continues to worsen, continues to be the hot topic, the hot button issue in the country. And also, it's the opportunity for political mileage, as you can see, because there's been a lot of information disseminated, and some has been of actual, factual, some has been absolutely ludicrous. And we'll deal with that in the buzz, brought to you by John Shoes in short order. Now let's get back to the headliners, brought to you, of course, by Fine Threads. And like I said, we need to look at all the headlines. Police report triple shooting on Abaco with no fatalities. 3 men who were at a local bar in Marsh Harbor yesterday afternoon were shot, police said. ACP Theophilus Cunningham, who is in charge of Grand Bahama, the Northern Bahamas District, said the men were taken to the clinic and were being treated for their injuries. He was unable to say what condition the men were in. Cunningham said police are searching for the shooter and appealed to anyone with information to contact them. So Abaco broke out. More immigration news. Royal Bahamas Defense Force, Haitian sloop with 100 aboard, runs aground in South Andros. Days after the U.S. Coast Guard intercepted a Haitian sloop carrying nearly 400 people near Anguilla Key, the Royal Bahamas Defense Force said another vessel with at least 1,000 people on it ran aground in South Andros on Tuesday night. So, and we saw the video emanating from that, filtering from that, from Andros. And Androsians weren't playing on that one. Round them up. Out of the business segment, Pintard blasts government for late reports on fiscal performance once again. The leader of opposition, relentless in his onslaught against the current administration. Whether you want to admit it or not, Pintard is steady chopping at this tree. Every time he gets a chance, there's something else that he's holding this administration accountable for. And I'm not hearing too many things in response from this administration. And this is the latest. The leader of the opposition, and this is the business segment, Paige McCartney with the report. The Fiscal Strategy Report 2022 yet to be published. Last budgetary performance report published in September of last year. Now, with the Ministry of Finance behind on the publishing of several reports, again, why are we behind? Again, if we had a viable, proper Freedom of Information Act, we can now lean on the transparency and accountability aspect of the campaign promises of this administration and previous administrations to hold administrations accountable. Why are we behind on several reports on the government's fiscal position and plans? You couldn't at least get the reports together on time? This coming from opposition leader Michael Pintard. He yesterday accused the Davis administration of displaying contempt for the rule of law and the Bahamian people. Pintard noted, now for context, Pintard noted that the Fiscal Strategy Report 2022 has yet to be published, though by law it should have been made public in November. He added that the Ministry of Finance has not published the most recently monthly or quarterly fiscal reports on government's fiscal performance. Well, where is the de facto Minister of Finance on this one, Mr. Simon Wilson? Shouldn't we hear from him? He always has something to say in regard to finance. Shouldn't we hear something from him at least? I can understand the PM is probably traveling. Couldn't make a comment. Last I know he was in Argentina, but I don't know where he is today. Now, Pindar was quoted saying the Davis administration continues to display its contempt for the rule of law and the Bahamian people by its now habitual refusal to abide by even the most straightforward legal requirements, to report to the country regularly on its financial affairs. By law, the Fiscal Strategy Report 2022 was due in November of last year. It's now months late. Not only has the government not produced and published a report, the Minister of Finance has yet to explain its tardiness and provide a timeline when we will receive the required report. Pintard said in a statement, that's our money. You should want to know, as a citizen and as a voter, what's going on. Where are we fiscally? And obviously, it's several red flags if we haven't received the report as of yet. And again, nothing from this administration in that regard. You know, I noticed that this administration is very candid on things they want to talk about, but mums the word on the things they need to talk about. All right, let's continue with the headliners, all brought to you, of course, by Fine Threads, who are what's making headlines in the 242. PM calls for fairer international financing criteria. The irony. All right, let's wrap up the headliners right there, all brought to you, of course, by Fine Threads. Let's get to the first break, Mr. Producer. On the flip side of the break, we'll get into the buzz, brought to you by John Shoes, the global woman. We're heating up the planet in 60 seconds or less, all brought to you, of course, by KFC Nassau. And we'll continue my Dunkin' Donuts goodness going on here live from Dunkin' Carmichael as we continue the Thursday, January 26th edition of Talking Heads right after this.
Juicy fried chicken, mashed potatoes with gravy, and a hot buttery biscuit for only $5. That's genius! Part of the KFC Genius menu, the KFC $5 snack box delivers on flavor and value. Need to feed more than one? KFC's Great Picks has got you covered. Packed with 4 thighs and 4 legs, fried to golden perfection, plus 4 buttery biscuits for only $20. More genius! Hungry for deals? The Genius Menu at KFC. It's finger-licking good.
Refined style with elegant taste. The Fine Threads is your place. If you want those slacks hemmed or just taking the waist, then Fine Threads is your place. If you want to look suave and debonair everywhere you go, like you're supposed to be in a video, want to step out and look great, then Fine Threads is your place. Refined style with elegant taste, then Fine Threads is your place, is your place, is your place.
Is your 2023 goal to move into your own home? Well, future homeowner, enjoy another payday. Build or buy a home with financing from CIBC First Caribbean, and you'll receive cash back every month for 1 year. A home is one of your greatest investments, so secure one soon. Visit CIBCFCIB.com/homeowners payday for more info. Offer valid from January 9 through to March 31, 2023. Terms and conditions apply.
John's January sale has begun, and you don't want to miss out on one of the greatest savings events of the year. 25% off shoes, bags, accessories, and clothing in either of our John's shoe stores or John's fast fashion clothing store. 10% off Timberland brand products, 15% off Sperry footwear, and don't forget our nursing and hospitality uniform store. John's Kiawear, which is also 25% off everything. Whatever your footwear needs, come into John's. Palmdale or Carmichael Road, January 24th through 31st to start the new year off right. John's, we put fashion at your feet.
Flavor alert! The Dunkin' Maple Sugar Bacon Breakfast Sandwich is the perfect blend of maple and smoked bacon in every bite. Enjoy a fluffy egg, melted Swiss cheese, and sweet caramelized maple sugar smoked bacon, all stacked on a warm, flaky croissant. Make it a combo with lightly seasoned hash browns and your favorite freshly brewed Dunkin' coffee. Tap into maple flavor today at Dunkin'. The Bahamas runs on Dunkin'.
Young cast, last. Now everybody go to breakfast. Choco.
We are live, Dunkin' Carmichael. You know, Thursday edition. Getting out the studio, always good. Yeah, breathing in some good fresh air, running on Dunkin', it's all good. But let me check the text lines real quick. We're on the flip side of the break right now. We're getting to get into the buzz. Brought to you by John Shoes. Let me get in a couple of these answers. Hairdo, sweethearts, comb their hair. Listen, y'all with hair, y'all got to be more specific. Y'all broad and y'all vague. Naughty, more than 2 in 5 women, or 46%, say money issues have negatively affected their mental health, prompting feelings of anxiety, depression, sleeplessness, and stress, according to a recent nationwide Bankrate poll. Well, thank you for Googling. But you know what I always say? If you Google wrong, you'll Google wrong. That's a very good answer from an intellectual standpoint. And it's a good topic of conversation. But that's not the answer we're looking for. Naughty January is finished and RPM hasn't addressed the Bahamian people yet. Immigration is out of control and he's busy flying up and down. Don't worry. Keep flying. You will soon be flying right out of office. Wow. How do you really feel, Texter? No, pregnancy is not the answer. No, hold on. Hold on. Now listen. Texters. I can get you in order right now, like I get everybody else in order. I am a proud conch salad. I am kapunkled up. I am multicultural, multiracial, or multi-levels. So I know you like to see me because I'm a lighter hue and I got good hair, but you probably envy and you like to call me white boy. I've been living with that all my life. That's fine. That's cool. But ask the question, but don't put me in like that. All right? Because you don't want me to talk about you, Texter, like people like yourself. You don't want me to put on my comedian side and start filling in the adjective, right? Okay, so slow your roll. However, it is a good question. Why do certain people don't have to do CDL training and they tow in and pull in loads? Now that question I can answer for all my Bahamians, of all youths. I know why you had to throw the race card in there. You thought I wasn't going to read your taxi. So you threw the race card in there thinking, okay, we'll throw the race card in there, you can spice it up and naughty and read it. Why do I feel like there's a fellow Conky Joe off the Eastern Road typing this trying to incite mischief and mayhem and naughtiness? Naughty, let's put a bet on where Brave is traveling next. My bet is on Fiji. Y'all crazy. I wanted to say something else, but I won't. I digress. Anyway, we got a call on the line. Let's go to the calls. Talking Heads, Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. Who's this?
Not what's happening, man.
Hey, what's going on, Gardner?
Yeah.
Gardner.
Yeah, man.
I'm going to say this now. I need you to call me back in 5 o'clock. But you all subjects look like you all got blood in your eye, boy.
Yeah, but once you ain't playing with too much of them dead white boys, we'll be all right. Need to make that trade, though.
It's Race Card Thursday here on Talking Heads. Texas
but
and now
look
Gardner.
up. With the immigration, right? Natty.
Go ahead.
Natty. Hello?
Yeah, go ahead, Gardner.
Yeah, you know,
for me
we
on
ain't
immigration?
have no illegal immigration problem, you know. We have a legal immigration problem. We need to put a moratorium on them way permit and cancel some of them, too. That's our problem.
But you know what I noticed?
Also our problem.
You know what I noticed, Gardner? And you're in the field. I've seen some local construction entities come out vocally and say the industry would crash if we didn't have foreign workers in the industry. There are numerous numbers of Bahamian youths, Bahamian males especially, that we're losing to the gang culture and the street culture that would probably be, lack of a better word, head over heels to get an opportunity to learn a trade and work on a job.
Yeah, because they don't want to pay the Bahamian youth. They want work the Haitians cheaper, and Haitians the Bahamians just as hard working as the Haitians. You see, they train the Haitians. They give them the new skills, the new technology. They train them. They teach them, and they send the Bahamians to jail. That's a problem. Look at the Bahamian maids. We don't have Bahamian maids no more. Living maids in Harbour Island. We don't have them no more. The Haitians living on the job in Harbour Island today. That's all through the Bahamas, man. And it ain't only the Haitians. It's all the moderators. Only immigrants we need to bring in this country for way permit is just jobs we cannot do. Like now, we short of doctors and nurses. You see, high technical professionals. We don't need them other people. We have enough of them time for us to take care of ourselves. You see, this is the Bahamas, man.
Yeah.
We're a small nation. You see, if we
God,
want to keep our sovereignty, we got to do what it takes.
I see documented migrants with work permits.
They a problem
say,
too.
Hold on, handyman and laborer / gardener. Why can a Bahamian not fill that position?
Right. Why not? Masons, they are masons, carpenter. They don't need to be important in them things. You know, when the Chinese construction coming and them, they didn't need to bring them people in. That's the deal that our government made. Remember, we built a
Exactly. I was in a conversation the other night, and that came up, Gardner. That's still a sticking point with a lot of folks in the construction industry.
Right, that's our government policies. They did that. You see? The airport. We built the airport. They brought in a few of them other people, but we built the airport. You know, not in the numbers they bringing in now to work to do our way. That's outrageous, man. I don't care what the system is. You go in the classroom for a couple of weeks and you learn the systems. All you need is the basics, and that's it. And
now, Gardner, let me ask you this, if you don't mind me asking. You've been in the field for years, and you are qualified on multiple levels, correct?
With multiple trades, correct? Electrician, all. I got many skills.
So let me ask you a question. I think that you've been in the industry long enough. You've worked with a lot of people in various jobs. Why is there this myth that Bahamians aren't qualified to do these jobs? Because it amazes me that contractors and other entities will refuse to pay a Bahamian with their worth and hire out a foreign entity for lesser, whether they're from the Caribbean or our neighbors to the north, if you know what I mean. Because look in some side of these gated communities who's doing all the constructions, and it's not Bahamians, and it's not Haitians.
It's all about cheap labor. We have every grade of skilled people in construction, every grade. We have A-level carpenter, B-level carpenter, C-level carpenter, every level. They do it because they could pay the people that come from these these are countries with bad economic issues, poor economic issues, less money. Look where they coming from, China or Mexico. Come on now.
Now, you know what I like? You know what I like to do, Gardner? When I go shopping, I won't call where I shop because I go to several entities, right? But I feel like I in the United Nations when I shop at some, right? And you know me, I stand up. People don't know I speak Spanish fluent. You feel me?
Right.
So I take in the feedback and I hear what's going on. And trust me, this is a lot better from where a lot of our foreign migrants or workers come from. So obviously this is a great opportunity for them. So obviously that's not going to change. But how do we incorporate hiring Bahamians all the while satisfying this, this entertainment of foreign labor?
It's not going to change because our leaders wouldn't change it. Our leaders, they genuflect to the businessman in the country, the people with the money who want to pay that cheap labor. Man, you know when the other day when the Brazilians came to the Bahamas to build the airport, you see the tools the tools they was using, backward, old tools. Come on now. They don't do nothing better than us. They just do work cheaper. You understand me? That's just like the people from down south, our neighbors. They only work cheaper. That's why they are. That's greed.
Let me ask you this question. Now, follow me on this, Gardner, because you know when me and you talk, we always sometimes bring up that famous saying, "Connect the dots, follow the money," right?
Right.
So let's take the money out of this. That's the upper echelon of the construction sector, right? Put that on the side, because they do their wheels and their deals and all of that.
Right.
I'm talking about all the skilled Bahamian laborers. And when I say laborers, I don't want to say that in a bad way, but I mean like your carpenters, your electricians, your masons, your plumbers, so on and so forth. The integral parts of construction in this country.
The companies are labor. Everybody are laborers.
Now, here's my deal. I don't know why you haven't thought about this on a multiple level, on a national level. And I've talked with my good friend John Bostic about this. And his concept of blocks, I agree with. And I feel like you don't feel like the construction industry of all the labors come together and unified as a block and say, hey, we are 15,000 strong, 10,000 strong. We're all qualified. So when every 5 years governments come and parties come and try to entertain you for their vote or for your vote to vote for them, you have a unified block to say, hey, this is what we expect to see.
That's
on
the problem.
There's
no union.
Capacities.
That's all it takes. Just needs a union. You see the contractors got a union, but the workers don't have a union. What's going on with that? That's the problem. That's all it takes.
Hold on, Gardner. You know what it takes now? You need to agitate, and if you want to use this as a platform, you can. But I'm trying to motivate you and inspire you to put that block of laborers together. And you need to be the voice for them. You need to be the spokesperson for them. Round them up together. Unify them. You'll see how much power you get at the polls when these folks come to you looking to get your vote. Because you can say, I have 3,000 members in my organization, and each of us have X amount of votes in our house. We represent this many votes. And if you want us to vote for you, you need to make sure to provide this in the future.
Correct.
And if they don't come correct, you know what happens, right?
That's the key for all workers to get what they need. They got to form a block. You see?
Because I'll be honest with you, I look at cheap labor, whatever it is and wherever it come from, as borderline treasonous. Because if Bahamians can do the job, then we need to make sure Bahamians get the opportunity to do it. Considering we're losing a whole generation between 18 and 30
it's
to
not
gang,
only,
street,
not only
and the drug culture
workers.
and the penal system and the penitentiary, shouldn't we think country first and try and mobilize these folks in the industry to get them qualified, get them certified, and get them on as many jobs as we can, considering how much foreign investment that we court to come to the country, and then allow foreign entities to come in and work and build said investments?
All non-unionized workers need to be unionized. All the security, all the store workers, all the security workers, all the construction workers. That's the problem. We union is weak in this country. The only people that are unionized in the country are the public service unions and the quasi government. You know what I'm saying?
Gardner, do me a favor. When I got another call that I got to get to, but I'll get your number to my producer so I could call you off air, and let's coordinate getting you on the show and some other things going in that industry, all right?
All right, man. Thank you much.
All right, my brother. Call me back to talk Celtics in 5 o'clock.
Okay.
Let's go to the other call, Mr. Producer. Talking Heads, Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. Who's this?
Hey, Naughty, what's going on, man?
Hey, what's happening?
Ain't good, no. Hey, let me just share something with you, right? I had some work that I need to get done in my yard. I called the Bahamian landscaping company. They charged me $1,300. I called the Haitian charged me $250. What are you supposed to do? Same week.
All right.
So
let me tell you what to do.
I already said that just to draw an illustration.
Now, let me just give you this point, though. Call your other point. Let me just give you this point. I got the happy medium for you on that. Call Terry Miller at Bosch. Let him know what your budget is. Talk to him, and he'll get those guys at Bosch mobilized and do an awesome job.
Okay.
And you're supporting a good cause. And you're rehabilitating Bahamians.
Yeah, I know that, but I'm just saying that, you know, the island I own, we are already in a depressed economy. So wherever you can save a buck, you try to save a buck.
No.
So again,
my brother, I am with you. Hey, a win is a win. Yeah. I cut some coupons when I go foreign, too. I ain't no shame in my game.
You know, and let me draw another point, right? I work in a specialized field. And there's maybe
you mind revealing what field? And if you don't want to, that's fine.
There's a handful of behemoths what I do. Less than 100 behemoths to what I do in the petroleum section.
Okay, fair enough.
You have certified, qualified, licensed, insured people in my industry. We've made complaints to the Labor Department. We've filed with the Labor Department so that when these companies put in their request for their work permit, they would see that you have certified, qualified, licensed Bahamian companies, young men and women, who could do this job, but still yet the Immigration Department issue license still to this day, issue work permits to this day. You have expats in the country doing what I do, being here like for 10, 15 years.
See, caller, listen, I feel you on that because I always wondered for years when I was in the hotel industry working my way up in the entertainment departments, why do we have foreign entities here for over extended periods? Yes, initially to set up the program, we learned a lot. We were trained well, but then obviously give us the keys, let us drive. We're qualified. You feel me?
Yeah, and I'm not talking
So at some point, they need to move on, and there's always this gluttony of the foreign entity, like overstaying, finding a way to stay here and keep Bahamians down and not really relinquish what they need to.
You know, and I can understand the hotels. Because I understand once these people, they make a certain amount of investment, they would have a certain amount of work permits tied to their license or to whatever. But when you have foreign companies coming here to apply for work what Bahamians could do, that's unfair.
I have a very big problem with that. And for years...
I believe, honestly, if government was to revisit the work permit system, I think it would solve at least 30 to 40% of our unemployment issue, in particular in Grand Bahama in the industrial sector. Maybe 50%, 60% in Grand Bahama in the industrial sector if government were to review the work permit situation in the industrial sector in Grand Bahama. It's ridiculous.
And check this out, caller. If we revisit that, like you say, it may eliminate some of the brain drain that we're losing to the United States. Because we don't provide a level playing field for qualified Bahamians to come back home and build the country. But boy, Uncle Sam in Canada, man, they welcome them with open arms.
My son in college right now. And I told him not to come back home. Don't come back home. What you coming back home for?
And you did the right thing as a father. I hate to say it, but you did.
But until we look at this work permit situation, until we make this country conducive for Bahamians to survive, we can always be at a disadvantage, in particular to the foreigners. You know, even look at the foreigners. When the government wants a consultant, ready to go.
Go ahead.
You know, the government lose the election. What they do? They go and hire a foreign company to see why they lose.
Correct. And you know what
they go hire
kills
a
me?
foreign company. The government, they got a crime situation. The government go get a foreign company to review our crime situation.
Listen, you know what amazes me though? When they hired a foreign consultant to tell them how to run elections.
Election in the Bahamas, which is a complete different system from where they from. Most of those consultants
Correct.
are from the U.S., which they got a
And then-
Republican, they got they got a Democrat in the public, they got a president, they got senators, they got mayors. We don't have that.
We have none of that.
No.
But,
So
you know,
why
we have
let a-
opportunists willing to take our money.
They take our money and then give us garbage report, which you can't use
After the fact.
after the fact. But, you know, we happy. Hey, the white man do it. It's well done. I mean, no offense to nobody. But I just don't understand until they revisit this work permit situation.
But listen, we've gone way off track, and this is a great text from the texter. Don't forget, 80 had a push for Bahamians to be trained by any foreigner given a work permit. But the foreigners had a work permit for X amount of time. It had a shelf life. It had an expiry date. And that Bahamian needed to be trained by the time that expired. That's where we lost. We lost that. You know what I mean?
You know, and also, too, you got to look at the Bahamians who in charge, who have a say in most of these foreign companies. No, man. No, don't worry about them. Don't worry about them. We need them. You know what I mean? They want to see they want to empower their people. Even when it's time to hire Bahamians, oh, no, $250, that's too much money for them. I get $120.
And you know what I can say? Connect the dots, follow the money, see why it's so.
Yeah.
And you got
some,
a lot of disingenuous Bahamians talking the talk, but not walking the walk. Look how they run their business and who they hire.
I just think us Bahamians, I think we hate ourselves. We have a problem with self-hatred. That's why we, you know what I mean, again, with the immigration problem, with the crime problem, you know, we just hate, I think as a country, we hate ourselves and we hate our people because we don't want to see our people up. We don't want to see our people on a level with us. Instead, we try to pull a brother up, we close the door in the face.
You broke up there for me at the end there, caller. Repeat that for me.
I said, as Bahamians, instead of we try to pull a brother up, we would slam the door in his face.
Black crab syndrome, man, you know how that go. That's part of our makeup. That's part of our fabric.
And that's the problem, I think, the outside world notice, and that's why they take an advantage of us in every
They take advantage of that situation for sure.
Every aspect. From the illegal immigration, every aspect they take advantage of us, and they know. And not just that they know, our own people invited, uncondone it.
Yep. And like you say, they take advantage of that situation. Because at the end of the day, we have some sellouts among us with no conscience.
Conscience. I wish even that they even knew what that was.
Anyway, caller, I gotta get to the break. I appreciate you calling. Always good points. And we'll pick up and talk some more, man. Be safe down there in Grand Bahama, eh?
Yeah, man. Take time.
All right, Mr. Producer, let's get to the break. And on the flip side of the break, we'll get back at you. We'll touch up a few things. Global Warming by KFC Nassau. And we'll get you to the news at 5. We're live. Duncan Carmichael getting it in, running on Duncan. Thursday edition of Talking Heads continues right after this.
alert! The Dunkin' Maple Sugar Bacon Breakfast Sandwich is the perfect blend of maple and smoked bacon in every bite. Enjoy a fluffy egg, melted Swiss cheese, and sweet caramelized maple sugar smoked bacon, all stacked on a warm, flaky croissant. Make it a combo with lightly seasoned hash browns and your favorite freshly brewed Dunkin' coffee. Tap into maple flavor today at Dunkin'. The Bahamas runs on Dunkin'.
When I had got prostate cancer, my family didn't know if I was going to live. At Cancer Treatment Centers of America, within days, I got an appointment. They presented me with treatment options, and we set up a robotic prostatectomy. When my scans came back, there are no signs of cancer. They don't see you as a number, they see you as a part of the family. I'm going on with my life. That's a real gift.
Call us at Cancer Treatment Centers of America.
We're good for you. Whether your business is in-store, on the go, or both, let Fidelity work with you to maximize your customers' payment options with a fixed or mobile terminal so that you never miss a sale. It's safer than cash and more convenient so that you can take your business anywhere. For details, contact a business development officer today at 356-7764 in Nassau or 352-6676 in Freeport, or visit our website at fidelitygroup.com. We're good for you.
Play with Island Games, we making dreams come true. Play with Island Games, we paying more out to you. Don't mind the noise in the market, you getting cash in your pocket. 'Cause Island Games is spicy, and spicy is tradition. So when you play Island Games, we putting Bahamians first, guaranteed to pay. Island Games, we like them other jokers. We've been here from the start, from the bike to computer. Island Games, we can make your dreams come true. We playing with Island Games.
Juicy fried chicken, mashed potatoes with gravy, and a hot buttery biscuit for only $5. That's genius! Part of the KFC Genius menu, the KFC $5 snack box delivers on flavor and value. Need to feed more than one? KFC's Great Picks has got you covered. Packed with 4 thighs and 4 legs, fried to golden perfection, plus 4 buttery biscuits for only $20. More genius! Hungry for deals? The Genius Menu at KFC. It's finger-licking good.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM, Nassau, Bahamas.
Loss of family members is very isolating, and people who have experienced loss appreciate when others have shared their grief. If you can't be there in person, go to the Nassau Guardian's website online at thenassauguardian.com. and visit our obituary link. The Nassau Guardian's interactive obituary link allows you to read the funeral announcement, express condolences, or place photos on the online guest book for 1 full year. Losing a loved one is painful, but that pain isn't the worst thing to happen. Friends, loved ones, colleagues, and neighbors who ignore the loss compound the pain. Should the bereaved family wish to place the obituary and photos on our obituary site, just contact the Guardian's funeral industry partners or the Nassau Guardian. Remember, there isn't one magic right thing to say to someone experiencing loss that will make the loss less painful or easier to bear. The Nassau Guardian's obituary link, available online at thenassauguardian.com.
Always on the go? Missed the show? You can now listen to Guardian Radio talk shows anytime, anywhere on Spotify and YouTube by searching Guardian Radio 96.9 FM or by entering the name of your favorite show. You can also listen by logging on to GuardianTalkRadio.com and clicking on the podcast tab. Guardian Radio, continuing to provide you with fresh news and smart talk anywhere, anytime, all day.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM, Nassau, Bahamas.
Do you know you can get your business cards designed and printed for as low as 18 cents a card? If it's a poster you want, you can pay as little as $6 a square foot. If your print needs are short or long run, digital printing, wide format, or print consultation, call the best. Call Print Masters. Print Masters' goal is to provide its clients with the highest level of personal, professional service at an affordable price. Our state-of-the-art technology also makes working together efficient and easy. Laminations, business cards, flyers, posters, window and floor decals are just a few of the digitized print services offered at Printmasters. Call 302-2361, 302-2361, or visit us at the Nassau Guardian Building in Oaksfield. Print with the best. Print with Printmasters.
Tired of banks forcing you to use technology to bank the way they want you to? Your convenience is important. So no matter what your banking needs, Commonwealth Bank's friendly staff are always available in branch for that personal one-on-one service. But when you choose technology, our online and mobile banking app offers you state-of-the-art functionality. The choice is yours. Commonwealth Bank. Bank the way you want.
This is Guardian Radio, your station for up-to-the-minute news, intelligent, interactive, and engaging conversation. 96.9 FM.
Young cast, last, now everybody go to breakfast. Choco.
Talking Heads, Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. We are live from Duncan Carmichael. Mr. Producer, give me a gander for Peter Rahimi's in the waiting room. I know Earl will be chiming in shortly. And before we let Peter in, just let me get Today in Sports out of the way. All brought to you, of course, by Naughty Johnny's. And then we'll get into the conversation. We'll chop it up. We'll parlay the parlay. Listen. No winner today. We'll double it up tomorrow. And I gave you a hint. I said, all of y'all texting in about the hair, be more specific. 46% of those women surveyed said they worry about gray hair. Even some of the younger ones with premature grayness. You ought to be worrying about the wrong things, girls. Y'all know y'all got stuff to take care of that. Y'all need to focus on some other things, like how your mom doing in case it's steam loss or something like that. Okay, Texter, you just chimed in. You can call Bash Bahamas, all right? And the number's in the book. You can call them directly. I have Derry's number, but I don't want to give it out on air without confirming him. But what you can do, Texter, is text back and let my producer know your number, and I will let Mr. Miller contact you. Naughty, your last caller was talking about the local company charged him $1,300 and a Haitian charged him $250. Excuse me. Almost choked on my donut. Pardon me. He said that an Haitian charged him $250. On the other hand, he complaining about the government giving work permits for what this is very contradictory. Make it make sense. I think what he was trying to say is, I think it was a hypothetical example about the charging and the price free, but you're showing the disparity in the cost of labor, people on the hustle, people with a company. Excuse me. And in addition to that, I get the point about the work permits, and I get your point as well, too. So hopefully tomorrow they'll chime back in, and we can make it make sense. Naughty, of course we need to bring in a field worker and a construction worker because I need one that speaks 2 or 3 languages. Can Gardner speak multiple languages? Oh, God. Y'all are on a roll today. Naughty, I built my house out of pocket. It's cheaper to hire a Haitian than a Bahamian, and they work longer hours. They're like machines. Wow, what a reference. I guess you got more bang for your buck. So you proud to say that you hired foreign labor over Bahamian labor because it was cheaper. Nothing to do with quality or workmanship, but just on price? Hit me back, text, and let me know. Thanks. So, yeah. Now, let's get into today in sports history, because, you know, we're talking sports right now. All brought to you, of course, by Naughty Johnny's. Well worth the trip out there to the Old Fort Shopping Plaza Monday through Friday. Great for lunch and dinner. Then on the weekend, Saturday and Sunday, great for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Don't forget happy hour every Wednesday and Friday at Naughty Johnny's. So be sure to check them out, 5 to 7 p.m. Well worth the trip out there to the Old Fort Shopping Plaza. Now, let's check out what happened on this day, January 26th, in sports history, brought to you by Naughty Johnny's. 1924, Charles Dutroux of the United States won the 500-meter speed skating event. He was the first gold medalist at the Winter Olympics. 1985, Wayne Gretzky, the great one of the Edmonton Oilers, became the first NHL player to score 50 goals in 49 games. 1990, Steffi Graf won her 48th consecutive match. 1997, ZZ Top, James Brown, and the Blues Brothers performed at the Super Bowl 31, the halftime show. The Green Bay Packers won 35-21 over the New England Patriots. It was the third Super Bowl win for the Packers in franchise history. 2002, Jennifer Capriati won Australian Open Tennis Championships in Melbourne. 2003, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers defeated the Oakland Raiders 48-21 in Super Bowl 37. Tampa Bay coach John Gruden became the youngest coach ever to win the Super Bowl. It was the first Super Bowl appearance for the Buccaneers. 2003, in Berlin, Lindsey Benko broke the 400 freestyle world record. She became the first to go under the 4-minute mark, 3 minutes, 59 seconds, 0.53 seconds. 2003, in Berlin, Thomas Ruprath set a new world record in the men's 100 medley. He came in at 52.58 seconds. And your quote of the day, Pearlie, you'll love this one. The difference between the impossible and the possible lies in a man's determination. Tommy Lasorda, Dodger great manager, and, you know, Mr. Dodger. One of them, man. One of them who bled Dodger blue like Pearlie. All right, that's a wrap on Today in Sports History. All brought to you, of course, by Naughty Johnny's. Let's check out the local sports scene now in the home court. All brought to you, of course, by Burger King Nassau. And that meat Whopper is going on. You definitely want to check that out. Get it with all the meat, or you can get it plant-based. Get it by itself. Get it in a combo with fries and a soft drink. Waiting on you at your favorite Burger King Nassau location for takeout, drive-thru, and delivery with the Craven app. Let's check the local scene. Now, you know, Buddy Hield and the Indiana Pacers have been on a woeful losing streak. Simba French with the story in today's Guardian. Hield and the Pacers end dreadful losing streak. Buddy Hield is known for his offensive prowess, but Buddy Hield came through on a defensive end on Tuesday night, recording 4 steals and 3 blocked shots in 39 minutes. What happened? Buddy was running a fever. My God, 4 steals and 3 blocks? I got to call Buddy. He did that in 39 minutes on the floor to help the Pacers come back from 21 points down to beat the Bulls, 116-110. Playing on their home court in Indianapolis, Indiana, the Pacers got a much-needed victory, ending their longest losing streak of the year. Mr. Producer, let Pearlie in. He's in the waiting room, please. Mr. Producer, let Pearlie in. He's in the waiting room, please. And they had a 7-game losing streak going on. They snapped that. And Buddy's block shots started a career high, and both steals and blocks were significantly higher than his season averages of 1 steal per game and 0.3 blocks per game. And the Pacers are at 24-25, and they're in 9th place in the Eastern Conference in the NBA. So they still are definitely in the playoff hunt. So that was, that was good stuff. On offense, Buddy finished with 19 points, 5 of 14 shooting from the field. 4 of those 5 made field goals came from the three-point line. He also had 5 rebounds and 4 assists in the matchup. So when you got 19 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists, the 4 steals and the 3 blocks, that's a big night at the office for Buddy. So I'm not mad at him at all. Good for you, Buddy, and glad to see the Pacers snap that losing streak. All right. So let's slide over to more local news on the home court. Glad to see Buddy's doing his thing in Indiana. Because the Pacers, like I said, very surprising in the Eastern Conference. We got Pearly chimed in yet? Pearly?
I'm sitting right here, sir.
Are you there, Pearl? Do we have Peter chimed in as well?
Hey there, Naughty.
What's going on, fellas? Happy Thursday.
I do have some apologies. I was supposed to drive out to you, but this weather kind of deterred.
Well, don't worry. We have an 8 o'clock engagement at the baseball park tomorrow. So we'll figure it out, okay?
Okay.
If we don't do the Duncan, we'll do the Kentucky. But
Makes sense.
Pearly, before we talk about, let me talk about this, but I got a special story for you from last night, what I think you're really going to like. But we got the Chick Johnny Challenge set for Saturday. I know my colleague here at Guardian Radio, Chester Robards, is fired up. It is the return of the Chick Johnny Challenge. It's dubbed the return. It happens this Saturday. Initially postponed from December 3rd. It's now going on. And I think it's going to be awesome. You need to go out and support it. Check it out. It's going to be out there at the Clifton Heritage Park. It's the 7th edition of the event. 3-mile course with 16 obstacles to test the endurance and strength of all the participants. So good luck to Chester and the crew this weekend and all the participants. I know they look, and I hope they have a great event.
Yeah, I was trying to get in shape for that, but some things deterred me from doing that.
Yeah, I know. What? Hamstring?
That's all the string.
All the strings.
Everything. You put hamstring, toe string.
I can leave it. The Mingos did big things at the DTSP Wolfpack meet. All right, that was a middle distance meet. And UB Mingos, the track and field squad, picked up 2 wins to go along with another strong finish at the DTSB Wolfpack's Neville Wisdom Classic at the Thomas A. Robinson National Stadium on Saturday. Big up to the Mingos, man. They're getting that.
I was trying to play intelligent, right? Is the UB Mingo short for the UB Flamingos?
Yes, man. You didn't know that, Pearly?
I just was trying because I was trying. Why would they go to name Mingos? And I think, you know what, that could be Flamingos. Being in the Inagua man that I am, I should have known that.
But
flamingo, I've been told, is a blue flamingo.
That's what I'm saying, Peter. I'm with you. It's a blue flamingo. Why is the flamingo blue?
It's, I guess, being creative and being different, I guess. The previous mascot was the flamingo, right?
I got jokes off the blueness.
Are they the Caribs before, the UB Caribs, the COB Caribs? And now they're the UB Mingos. There was only one entry when the new mascot contest was offered, and it was Renbert, who was former College of the Bahamas head of student government, who submitted the only entry, and he, very artistic young man, he designed a bingo and everything, and they went with that.
Listen, I like the Mingo. I like the design. I like the mascot. But he's blue.
He is the mascot.
I'm a comedian.
The guy in the suit.
And I got jokes about blueness. That's all I'm saying.
You know, in my thing as a descendant of Inagua, you know, one of the joys I've seen in my life is watching the flamingo across the sky and watching that beautiful pink sight. So to see blue flamingos, I don't know, man. Anyway, that's fine.
Aren't you a Dodger guy? Aren't you a blue guy?
That's baseball.
Pearly.
That's something different. That's totally different.
Pearly, I'd rather see a blue flamingo rather than that dodo bird the Saxon had on Bay Street.
Oh my goodness. I didn't go there. I did not go there.
But I did. Just to remind the
Naughty
Saxon, don't
can-
ever insert expletive of your choice right here with that again.
Naughty, can the producer get that song, I'm Blue, I Will Bleed, I Will Die, when we go to break? I don't know if you can find it.
Really?
What song is that?
Really, Peter? Really?
I'm Blue, 99, I think. 99, 2000. I'm sure you could find it.
I'm Blue? Okay.
I'm Blue. Yeah, it's a 99. I was in university in
It's a
99.
real crappy,
It was a hit.
crappy song, Naughty. You're going to take the level of
Yeah.
Okay, no problem.
Why are you
Ring right
so
now.
hateful? It was in the top
I
10.
heard-
They sold 1 billion albums. Someone
I
liked
haven't
it.
heard of that one.
Just
missed
me.
that.
Just wasn't me. I'm not just one of the someones.
But listen,
what
on
kind of
another
music do you
local
like, Earl?
scene,
What's the kind?
I like old school
Country music
R&B.
you like?
I like old school R&B, old school reggae, and bohemian music.
What's that song? All Gone Off. Respect. That's an old Trinidadian. Do you remember that one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Not so
Yeah,
much
I'm
as
talking
soca. I like
Trinidadian
it though.
music now.
I like soca, but I like my Cool in the
Yeah, I
Gang,
gotta talk
Earth, Wind and
Sparrow.
Fire, Teddy Pendergrass, Lionel Richie, Commodores,
So-
that's me,
So
Eddie Minutes,
unlike
Wally
many-
Butler,
so un-
that's me.
So unlike many people on planet Earth, you understand that reggae is not just Bob Marley.
While I do understand it, I know reggae has several levels. Bob Marley, Buju Banton, Barris Hammond, Barrington Levy,
Look at you,
Gregory
look at
Isaac.
you,
They who I
look
love.
at you. I think I
Listen
can.
here, what about Freddie Mega McGregor?
Yeah, Freddie Mega
Donald
McGregor.
Trump.
Who lives in the Bahamas. Yeah, them, that's what I like.
All right.
I think Naughty. I think now we can go to Party at Earl's house. He's going to be playing the right kind of music.
Yeah, man. Once he got the
But
party.
you ain't get here.
finished, let's party.
You ain't get here that.
And
Listen.
Earl got food because he got an air fryer, so we'll have music to dance
Good.
and we'll have food in our belly. It's a
I'm
party.
sure I could find a bottle of Jack.
That's not a problem.
But listen,
Earl, I
Before we
won't
get to the
say on the
break-
air where you live because people might come.
before we get to the break,
Some people might be that brave to come where I live.
two things
Get a music for Biles. Get a music
I
for
want to
Biles.
share with you guys. A couple of things. Big up to the Street Legends organization. They're staging a memorial basketball tournament for the late Bertram McPhee on Saturday, January 28th, at the Fairley Street Basketball Park. Now, remember, McPhee was killed in October of 2022. Is a former coach and contributor to the Street Legends organization. The organization is taking its time to honor him. The tournament will run from the 3rd through the 8th. The tournament will run from 3 to 8 p.m. in the Camp Road area on the 28th of January in the Freetown constituency, and it's being dubbed the Bertram McPhee Memorial Basketball Tournament. And I encourage all young ballers and all organizations to deal with basketball. Get your teams entered in that tournament. Go out there and play it up. And now on another note, Purdy.
What is your free throw percentage right now? If I'm putting you on free throw, what is your percentage right now?
Boy, I haven't shot the rock in a while.
I remember I heard that you were always in the high 90s. Are you still in the 90s?
But I still think I could be in the 90 percentile right now off the couch. I think I could be. But it's safe to say I'd be safe from 69% or above.
So you're definitely no Shaquille O'Neal.
Oh, hell no. On my worst day, I know Shaq. I'll hit more shots than Shaq on the free throw line with my eyes closed right now.
You good? You got some Derek Fisher in you from 3-point range or no?
No, I got more than Derek Fisher in than 3-point range, and I don't mess with other people's wives like Derek Fisher. I'm a good dude. I love my wife.
Wow. I did not see that coming.
Boy, Matt Barnes catch Derek Fisher right now, boy. We got an instant fight.
I knew you played basketball, but I don't know, what your range was. So, if you
I got range.
If you could light it up from downtown.
I got range from area codes. But listen,
okay.
Something I'd like to share with you all going to the break, and especially Pearly, because we got to talk about this. But tomorrow mark a week that I lost a really good friend and coach and mentor And somebody, you know, I don't open up to a lot of people, man, but he was a part of my circle that I opened up to. And I'm talking about the late coach Franklin Simmons. Frankie Simmons, Frankie the Yankee, called the show a lot, contributed. We lost him last week suddenly on Friday. And doing baseball as well. Well, Pearlie, his team took that field last night. And I want to big up Coach Froggy Newbold for stepping in and filling the void that Coach Simmons left. And Coach Ron Culmer and Coach DeVoe, Doc DeVoe, along with myself, man, them boys was ready last night, Pearlie. Pearlie?
Yeah.
Right, look here. They had the look in their eye. And laid them out last night, 9-5. And it was a lot wider distance than that 9-5 score indicates. But you know, sometimes the umpire and the coaches don't see eye to eye on certain calls. You know what I mean? But nonetheless,
my nephew pitch?
No, your nephew goes tomorrow night in the 8:15er.
I'll be there.
The big horse goes tomorrow. But big up, speaking of pitching though, big up to Joey Humes, man. Big up to the whole team. They all came up and stepped up, but I'd be remiss if I didn't shout out Joey for the pitching performance. Joey Humes, man, 11 strikeouts last night. Big game.
Little Joey? This is Little Joey?
Little Joey, fired up. All 4 foot, whatever, Joey. The whole team did a great job, but he stepped up, led by example, set the tone for everybody. He set the tone. Everybody stepped up. We had all our second-year players step up to play big. Everybody made plays, man. Everybody contributed. Total team effort. And Simmons is looking down, smiling. So tomorrow night we go for number 2. Because we got, you know, like I told him last night, 1 down, 23 to go. And we ain't stop until we win it all for Simmons. So come out tomorrow night. 23 games? We got 24 on the schedule. Played the first one last night.
Wow. That's wonderful. That is really wonderful. But again, and I still think that's a little bit, they should be playing like 30, 40 games.
We need more games, but that's another show for another day, Pearlie. Because when these kids go off to play All-Stars from the States, they go in playing 20, 30 games tops. The kids that play 90 at a minimum. And you know, baseball is a repetitious sport. So the more reps you get at it, the better you are.
Yes.
But I did want to share that because I know we talked about that. Still extend my thoughts and prayers and condolences out to his family and all his friends and his teammates and his players. And we really lost a great dude, but I'm glad they brought it home for him last night, man. I think they set the tone for that 12-year vision and freedom for him last night.
Keep continue. I mean, I'm sure you guys are going to dedicate the season to Frankie. And,
every game, every inning, every pitch.
Let's bring that championship home for him, man. That'd be the one of most. That'd be a great story, a really good story for those kids.
Most definitely. So we'll get to the break. On the flip side of the break, we're getting into who's in and who's out. Brought to you, of course, by Tropical Gyros. Gents, let's talk about what we have to talk about, the elephant in the room. The AFC and NFC championship games coming up this weekend. Who's it going to be? Going to be the Bengals and Joe Burrow? Going to be Mahomes and the Chiefs? Is it going to be, Jalen Hurts and the Eagles? Or is it going to be the Cinderella continuing one more week and Brock Purdy and the crew out of San Francisco? We'll pick up that conversation on the flip side of the break as the Thursday, what is it, the 26th? The 26th edition of Talking Heads continues right after this.
When I had got prostate cancer, my family didn't know if I was going to live. At Cancer Treatment Centers of America, within days, I got an appointment. They presented me with treatment options, and we set up a robotic prostatectomy. When my scans came back, there are no signs of cancer. They don't see you as a number, they see you as a part of the family. I'm going on with my life. That's a real gift.
Call us at Cancer Treatment Centers of America.
Juicy fried chicken, mashed potatoes with gravy, and a hot buttery biscuit for only $5. That's genius! Part of the KFC Genius menu, the KFC $5 snack box delivers on flavor and value. Need to feed more than one? KFC's Great Picks has got you covered. Packed with 4 thighs and golden perfection, plus 4 buttery biscuits for only $20. More genius! Hungry for deals? The Genius Menu at KFC. It's finger-licking good.
Play with Island Games. We making dreams come true. Play with Island Games. We paying more out to you. Don't mind the noise in the market. You getting cash in your pocket. 'Cause Island Games is spicy and spicy is tradition. So when you play Island Games, we putting Bahamians first. Guaranteed to pay. Island Games. We like them other jokers. We've been here from the start. From the bike to computer. Island Games. We gonna make your dreams come true. We playing with Island Games.
J.S. Johnson Insurance Agents are the best. Reliable service, we've been on the scene, protecting since 1919. J.S. Johnson Insurance has the test. You'll always cover me. J.S. Johnson, it's peace of mind.
With so much going on in the world today, only accepting cash at your business can be risky. Let Fidelity offer you and your customers safety, convenience, and the flexibility of a fixed or mobile terminal. Take it with you, on the move and on the go, because business should never stop. For more details, speak to one of our business development officers at 356-7764 in Nassau or 352-6676 in Freeport. Visit our website at fidelitygroup.com or visit us at any of our branches.
Fidelity, we're good for you.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM, Nassau, Bahamas.
Young cast, last, now everybody go to breakfast. Choco.
Talking Heads, Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. And we continue the Thursday, January 26th edition of Talking Heads right now. Time to talk football. And fellas, we got 2 games on the weekend. Big games, down to the Final Four. I want to know who you guys like. I mean, I'll chime in with mine at the end. Remember, we got about 15 to work with. We got to get to the break. We got Colin Cowherd taking us home today with his picks and bold predictions for the AFC and NFC championship games. But we'll start in the AFC. Who you like over there, Pearlie and Peter? Hello? Don't both of you speak
I like
at once?
in the AFC. I everybody's saying how Mahomes 3 times. He done beat Mahomes all his times. Cincinnati owned them. This lack of respect, Ray. I think it finished this time. I think Kansas City in comfortably beat them.
You saying comfortably? How comfortable?
10 points.
What? Pearlie, no, man. Pearlie, no. Stop it. They ain't getting them by 10.
Listen. I was on point with all 4 games. All 4 games last week. On point.
But you still didn't call the score like I did with Jacksonville the week before. But that was good stuff, though.
Not the exact score, but I was on point.
Now, what you got for this week? Kansas City?
Yeah. I got Kansas City.
All right. Peter, who you got, Peter? We still got Peter, did we lose? Anyway, go ahead, Pearlie.
Anyway.
Continue your take on Kansas City.
That's Peter. I was basically outright saying Kansas City. I mean, 49ers. That's a pick 'em to me. That game is a pick 'em to me.
Well, listen.
The winner of that game will win less than a touchdown.
Okay, let me just touch on Kansas City, Cincinnati. Okay? And then we get into the NFC side of it. I'm looking at one thing, Purdy, and we've talked about this. Brady is long in the tooth. They're getting ready to send Brady off into retirement where he needs to be. Okay? In addition to that, you have to look at the face of the league. Who is going to step up and be the face of the league? Who has the potential to do that outside of Mahomes? Who has the potential to do that maybe in the NFC side? Joe Burrow, Joe Breezy, Joe Shiesty, the legend from LSU, the cigar chomping, cigar lighting, big game winning Joe Burrow. I think the NFL is setting ready to pass the torch to Joe Burrow as the new face of the league. Cincinnati's balanced on offense and defense. They've beaten Kansas City before. I like them doing it one more time.
On the little scenario you threw out last week.
What scenario?
Dak Prescott is gonna be the new this. He's gonna move into this. He's gonna do that. They're gonna break the streak.
Yeah, well, you said the Dolphins got more wins than the Cowboys this year too. And you got to post some pictures.
Mahomes is the main man in the NFL right now, and Mahomes is going to shine tomorrow. He's going to pay Joe Burrow back for what he did to him last year, and that's it.
You talking about 10-point victories? I'll give you a 10-point victory. I can give you a 10-point victory, but I can give you a 7-point victory. 38-31 over Kansas City if it doesn't snow. If it's snowing, if it's cold, Cincinnati 24, Kansas City 20.
Listen to me. Cincinnati got away last week without a streak offensive lineman. Then get away with that this year.
But they're getting one back now. So that's now
they
only
ain't getting
two.
away with that this week. They're not going to get away, but they're not going to get away with that lack of leadership this week. They're not going to get away with it.
Listen, enjoy your moment last week when it came to the Bengals. They knocked out your boy Allen and the Bills. I know you like that. Your Dolphins couldn't do it, but they did. And all is right with you. So enjoy it for what it is.
That ain't got nothing to do with it. That ain't got nothing to do with it. I'm talking football. I'm talking who's the better team. I'm talking who got the better team from 1 to 22 right now. And I think the team to beat is Kansas City. And I think this is Kansas City yet to win the Super Bowl.
But Pearlie, everybody got caught up with the. You all know Cincinnati had a nice, sweet beat streak of their own, but they may still be on, right?
7 or 8, I think.
No, Pearlie.
3 in a row. 3 in a row in Kansas City.
Longer than that. 3 in a row against Kansas City, but hold on. Let me see exactly how many games the Bengals have won. Because they've been on a little run of their own. And they have a good run. It may have been broken, benching people the last week of the season. The Bengals are at a 10-game win streak right now. 10 games as we count. They've won 10 in a row, bro. They're playing at a high level of football.
They are. But you're dismissing the Kansas City playing at a high level of football, and with Mahomes did on one leg last week was impressive.
No.
Forget that.
No, Purdy. If we had a healthy Patrick Mahomes, I would not be having this conversation. But I know he's not full 100, and he's dealing with more that they're alluding to. So if they get to him, get him even uncomfortable.
Patrick Mahomes is the number 1 pocket passer in the NFL this year.
Listen, Pat Mahomes is a dog. He got plenty dog in him. I respect him crazily. But I think there's a unsung hero in Cincinnati that's going to absolutely explode this Sunday. Probably going to make you dead upset because you had him in fantasy and he was injured and he didn't help you. But Jamar Chase, my brother, is poised to erupt. See? Pretty going quiet on that.
Jamar Chase is going to put his numbers up. Jamar Chase can put his numbers up. They're going to put up, he's going to do well. But the point is, I think Kansas City has more weapons on defense that can help not stop but slow down the Cincinnati juggernaut. And I don't think Cincinnati got enough to stop Kansas City.
Boy, that's going to be an entertaining game. I think if you want high-scoring offense, shootout, Cincinnati, Kansas City. And I like Cincinnati in that one. Now to the NFC. If you want a slobber knocker, punch each other in the mouth, bloody nose, bloody lip, ugly game, now we're looking at two defenses just slapping up on each other. This one could be ugly, I believe. And based on the fact...
The problem, the two things I see there. If Hurts is healthy, I think Philly could win that game. But if Hurts is 100%, I ain't sure about that. Even though Hurts has been a very good pocket passer this year as well. The only thing is that the weakness that the 49ers get is they've been hit with that big play. And if Devontae Smith get on, A.J. Brown get on. It could be some problems.
Now, Purdy, CeeDee Lamb went for 10 for 117 on him last week. Okay? Now, what you going to do with an offense, with a play caller, unlike Kellen Moore, who going to use all the weapons, Devontae Smith being the MVP of that game. You call the right name. If they take A.J. Brown away, they have no answer for Devontae. And that's why I like Philadelphia to win this game.
A.J. Brown was bad last week because he only had 6 targets. So something tell me A.J. Brown might just go off on Sunday.
He may eat a lot. They both may eat because unlike McCarthy in Dallas and his assistants, not Dan Quinn, they know how to exploit the weakness. And the back end of our 49er defense is the weak end. T.Y. Hilton was open several times last week, Purdy. Dak straight out missed him. I could send you the screenshots and the film to see. So, based on that,
it's going to be interesting to see.
Both having good running backs. Both having good running games.
Go ahead. Who you pick?
I like, based on the fact, both match up well. With good offensive lines, good defensive lines, good offense and defense. I look at the talent and the playmakers, and I think for how their offense is set up to get it done, and I like them winning this game. Tight and ugly, like 20-17. Them kind of scores. Ugly, 17-14, 17-13, like that. Ugly.
Okay. That'd be interesting to see.
Because both are good in the red zone. So if you have those big plays over the top with Brown and Devontae Smith scoring touchdowns, if they hold them in that red zone, you're looking at field goals as well. And neither of those kickers are bipolar like Mayer and Dallas, so you could have a low-scoring affair. But I like Philadelphia to get it done. God, I can't believe I said that.
That's amazing. But can I digress a little bit? Look at y'all fire y'all whole defensive teammate.
You mean as far as coaching staff?
Yes.
Well, Dan Quinn has informed everybody around the NFL that he's not taking any coaching jobs this year. Jerry just gave him some more money. He's coming back to be DC in Dallas one more year. The defense stays intact. Micah blossoms into a beast even more so.
Yeah, but
and if McCarthy mess around, Quinn is the new head coach.
Y'all fired 4 coaches.
Quinn will replace them. McCarthy will replace them. Philbin got fired as offensive line coach. We're looking at Mike Munchak to come in, the best offensive line coach in the business, to be the line coach for the Cowboys. So that tells me we drafting linemen in the draft. I think moves are going to be made in free agency. We're going to have plenty salary cap to spend. I think an 82-year-old Jerry Jones looked in the mirror, saw the reflection, and said, if I want to win more Super Bowl before the God calls me home, I got to make some big moves.
Naughty, you're really trying to convince yourself. Let's wait to see this. Because This little talk, man, this talk usually happen every minute, man. Come on, man. Why don't let's wait and see?
But Purdy, I am you to the Cowboys, but you are to the Dolphins in the offseason. Don't play with me.
But we still be speculating on my Dolphins right now.
Well, this week we had several conversations about your quarterback.
Yeah.
Yes, I have.
Yeah.
Anyway, Purdy, it's that time. We got to get to the break.
Actually, I'm ready at this point, to be honest, at this point right now, baseball hot stove is getting a little heated, so I've been paying some close attention to that.
So you got the full rundown for tomorrow.
We'll talk some baseball tomorrow.
That's what I'm talking about. I like that. We got some big moves, and Nicky Lopez may be on the move from Kansas City to the Chicago White Sox, too. So the Royals might be selling early. So we'll talk.
They already did. They traded Taylor. Was it Taylor? I think it's Taylor they traded.
Couple
and
others.
Mondesi gone too, I think.
Yeah, Mondesi out of there too as well, I hear. He went to the Red Sox.
Yeah, which is a good move for the Red Sox considering they have a story out for the season.
All right, so we'll see how it pans out. But we got lots to talk about tomorrow, Purdy. I appreciate your contribution. The rain's coming down now, so if you're on the road, be cautious and careful as you're driving. Make sure to check out Duncan all week long and run on Duncan. Be going to the break. Colin Coward can take us home. We'll see you tomorrow on the Friday edition of Talking Heads. Appreciate you, Purdy. Enjoy your Thursday.
Take time. Ciao, ciao.
Everybody go to breakfast.
Want to be the MVP of the party for the big game this year? And just take your favorite Frito-Lay chips, Cheetos, or Tostitos and salsa to the party, and you will be the MVP and have a chance to win cash. All you have to do is purchase any large Frito-Lay chips, Tostitos, salsa, or Cheetos from participating grocery stores. Think you can throw the football? Come and play the Throw and Win game this Saturday, January 28th, 1 to 3 p.m. at Solomon's Yamacross. Just throw the football through the uprights to win instant prizes. Frito-Lay chips distributed by Island Wholesale.
John's January sale has begun, and you don't want to miss out on one of the greatest savings events of the year. 25% off shoes, bags, accessories, and clothing in either of our John's shoe stores or John's fast fashion clothing store. 10% off Timberland brand products, 15% off Sperry footwear, and don't forget our nursing and hospitality uniform store. John's Keywear, which is also 25% off everything. Whatever your footwear needs, come into John's. Palmdale or Carmichael Road, January 24th through 31st to start the new year off right. John's, we put fashion at your feet.
Refined style with elegant taste. Then fine threads is your place. If you want those slacks hemmed or just taking the threads is your place. If you wanna look suave and debonair everywhere you go, like you're supposed to be in a video. Wanna step out and look great? Then fine threads is your place. Refined style with elegant taste. Then fine threads is your place. Is your place. Is your place.
Flavor alert! The Dunkin' Maple Sugar Bacon Breakfast Sandwich is the perfect blend of maple and smoked bacon in every bite. Enjoy a fluffy egg, melted Swiss cheese, and sweet caramelized maple sugar smoked bacon, all stacked on a warm, flaky croissant. Make it a combo with lightly seasoned hash browns and your favorite freshly brewed Dunkin' coffee. Tap into maple flavor today at Dunkin'. The Bahamas runs on Dunkin'.
Is your 2023 goal to move into your own home? Well, future homeowner, enjoy another payday. Build or buy a home with financing from CIBC First Caribbean, and you'll receive cash back every month for 1 year. A home is one of your greatest investments, so secure one soon. Visit CIBCFCIB.com/homeowners payday for more info. Offer valid from January 9 through to March 31, 2023. Terms and conditions apply.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM, Nassau, Bahamas.
Young cast, last, now everybody go to breakfast.
Replaced, but what I watched with Buffalo is about all year. Stop just calling plays. There's no identity. I thought that was as bad a performance, juxtaposed against the Bengals that had a tight, precise, played into Burrow's strengths, efficient in the snow, moved the chains. And when you juxtapose the Bills offense, you're like, they're not even, did they practice? What did the film say about Buffalo, their identity, and their afternoon?
Well, I think this game was really just in many ways a microcosm of what they are. And it's pretty remarkable they've been able to win so many games because I agree with you. I'm not sure what the identity is other than let Josh do it. And based on what he did a year ago in the playoffs, I think we all became mesmerized, and with what he's done this year at times as well, that he can just make incredible plays all the time. They don't really have a run game, Colin. They don't really have a strong O-line. It's probably by NFL standards below average. They're really not that deep at receiver. So there isn't really an identity other than Josh Allen. And I think in the playoffs, very often that can, and it did. And as I said, because of what he did a year ago, I think there's a sense that he can just do that all the time. It's very hard to play that way.
Yeah. Okay, let's go. Everybody made fun of the last play by McCarthy, but the riddle was solved by then.
Yeah.
What did, Dak did not, Dak had he had a lot of picks this year. I don't know what the film says. What did you make overall of the game?
I didn't think, believe it or not, Dak played poorly. The issue in a game like that is you can't turn the ball over because it's such a tight, low-scoring game. And while Purdy did, by the way, he did not play at a high level throughout the game, but he didn't turn it over. And we can discuss him in a minute because there's some concerns going forward with Brock Purdy that the tape reflects. But he threw that really bad interception as they were going in when he did not read the coverage. And that was surprising, Colin, because he's a veteran quarterback. And the interception, which we're looking at right now, came against cover 2, and he did not recognize that Jimmy Ward would be sitting right there in cover 2. And that was a really kind of an inexcusable interception. The one we're looking at now, that one was hard for me to evaluate. I don't know if that was a miscommunication.
Yeah.
But he also had a really bad throw late in the game that Dre Greenlaw easily could have intercepted and walked into the end zone. So there are a few too many plays that a veteran quarterback like Dak Prescott is just not getting a clear picture. But overall, I don't think his game was terrible. It's just that game demanded no mistakes.
Okay, so let's get to the AFC Championship. So about week 10, around there, maybe week 11, 12, I said, I think the Bengals are the best team, and the heart of it is their defense, which makes tremendous adjustments at half. They could use another corner, but by and large, they have really good players that we don't talk about. They're not stars. Correct. They're just really good. So you tell me, what is it about 2 years now? What is it the Bengals defense does on film that could give Mahomes trouble?
Well, let's talk about the fact of what they've done the last couple of games because they've won 3 in a row. And one of the things that really stands out is they have such a great feel for how to defend Kelce. Because what the Chiefs like to do is, not all the time, but one of the things the Chiefs like to do is Kelce will either go in motion across the formation or he'll be the inside receiver to this 3-receiver side of the formation. So when either one of those things happen, what they've been doing a lot of is dropping out the defensive end to Kelce's side. And that makes it a 3-man rush, which everybody focuses on. But the more important point is when you drop out that defensive end, he appears as if he's a double or a bracket on Kelce right off the bat. And that takes Kelce out of Mahomes' initial look. And then Mahomes has to work other ways. And I think that'll be particularly important this week because we don't know what Mahomes' mobility will be like.
Yeah.
So that's one of the things that they've done in the past. And everybody, as I said, focuses on the 3-man pressure. Yeah. The other thing that Lou Anarumo is really good at is he's opponent specific, as I just said, but he also makes little subtle adjustments throughout the game. He's not beholden to, hey, this is what we're doing and we're going to stay with it throughout the game. And he makes little adjustments that usually bear fruit. And you're 100% right. They have better players in certain areas than people probably think they do.
So Mahomes, we all know the crazy arm angles. When I watch him, the thing that always jumps out to me is some stuff is just instinctual. Is that there are veteran quarterbacks in this league that just don't feel pressure, and it's mind-boggling. I love Sam Darnold, but he can't feel pressure. And then sometimes he feels it when it's not there. Some guys just don't feel it. When you look at tape, beyond the crazy arm angles, what is it with Mahomes that jumps out to you?
Spatial awareness. He not only sees the field clearly, but he feels where people are in relationship to him and one another. And that makes his movement very controlled and efficient. Because, Colin, it's in his DNA to move. He moves a lot when there's no reason to move, when there's no pressure on him. But he's just very comfortable moving. And when he moves, he has unbelievable vision to see the field. And as I said, spatial awareness. You know, we talk about that a lot in other sports like basketball. Obviously, it's a more confined space. But Mahomes has tremendous spatial awareness with just an innate, intuitive understanding of where people are.
You know, early in the year, if you remember, the Bengals weren't running the ball well. And I had Burrow on a couple of podcasts, and he said, we've got to get out of 3rd and 13. He's like, we can't get behind the sticks. So then their offensive line kind of gels, the run game surfaces, and they've been great since. So obviously that helps. 3rd and 3 is easier than 3rd and 13. But what is it about Joe that, again, great players make things, they make them look easy. Why does he make it look so easy? What is his natural skill that is superhuman to you?
I would say that he is the absolute true definition of a passer, Colin. He can throw anticipation. He can throw with pace and touch. He can muscle up and throw with velocity when needed, even though you wouldn't describe his arm strength as a gun. Most importantly, his ball placement is about as consistently as precise as any quarterback in the league. He has an innate feel for how to move and manipulate defenders. He can navigate the pocket with poise, with composure. I think they sort of made a little bit of an adjustment this year as well. As the year progressed, they became much more timing and rhythm based with fewer throws down the field. Because that's one of the things I always thought about Joe was that, man, when it was single coverage on the outside, he would push it down the field. But they really have become much more timing and rhythm based, and he's so good at that.
Yeah, and his interceptions have dropped, to your point, because of that. Okay, so now let's go to the NFC Championship. We said this yesterday, is that Brock Purdy is a great story. But, he's twitchy, but he's not Lamar. His arm is okay. He's a little undersized. Is the film starting to show... it takes about 4 to 5 starts for defensive coordinators to go, can't do that, can't do that. What is the film starting to tell you about the reality of Brock Purdy?
A couple of things based on film. I would say that the last 2 games, both playoff games, there have been a few too many times he's missed receivers on really well-designed pass game schemes where he just did not turn the ball loose. And I know that Kyle Shanahan will be working with him on that because Kyle does a great job of drawing things up and presenting reads and throws for his quarterbacks. The other thing that's starting to show up a little, and I guarantee that the Eagles with a really good front and pass rush will take note of this, is he's starting to do 2 things that he needs to be coached out of. When he feels pressure, he's starting to retreat and immediately move to his left. Both of those things are not good, Colin, and he's going to need to be coached out of that because there's a pretty good chance that he will face pressure. It won't be constant on every play, obviously, but that Eagles defensive front, whether it's their 4-man front or their 5-man front, we know that they're a really strong pass rush. They led the league in sacks. I believe it was the 3rd highest total since they started measuring sacks in the NFL. So he's going to face pressure, and how he handles it will be a major part of this game. He's going to have to speed up a little bit, but not move backwards or immediately move to his left.
All right, the Niners, it's Jennings, it's Mitchell, it's Christian McCaffrey, it's Debo. It's hard to get pressure. Micah disappeared behind Trent Williams. So how
he sure did.
Yeah, I mean, he just vanished. So it's amazing how that works with a Hall of Fame left tackle. The guy's just vanished. So Niners offense, Eagles defense. Anything you can project or guess? What'll it look like?
Let's talk about 21 personnel, where they line up with 2 backs, Juszczyk being one of them, 1 tight end, and 2 wide receivers. That is a foundational personnel package for the 49ers. And they are so multiple formationally out of it. They can do a lot of things. They use motion more than any team in the league out of that package. And I'm fascinated to see how the Eagles will match up to it. Will they stay base? Will they choose to play nickel? Because, as you know, Samuel can be in the backfield. You can have Kittle in the backfield. You can have Juszczyk split all the way out wide. Kittle can split wide. And the thing is you can't try to react to every single formation because that is too much mental gymnastics for a defense, Colin. So you have to pretty much have some sense of how you're going to play using your rules, and your team is so good because once he understands what you're doing defensively, there may be no better coach in the NFL at putting defenders in conflict.
Okay, Jalen Hurts, because of his mobility, he puts stress on defenses.